Hello everybody and welcome to the HCW Podcast. This week we are reviewing WWE Friday Night Smackdown, WWE Monday Night Raw and AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. Stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Roll intro.
HCW Reviews.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. I am your host Frozzy as always, but this time I have got DP alongside me as Raiders decided to just go on holiday. So yeah, we are left to suffer with the madness that is DP. How are you doing this week, buddy?
Yeah, happy to be here as always.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting week, and by interesting I mean I'm just dying because of the heat.
It's so unbearably hot. Like, heat in this country isn't good. Like, if I went abroad and it was this hot, fine.
Yeah.
Here, it's horrible, and there's no reason for it, it's just horrible, and anyone will tell you the same thing. The heat over here is different to what it is when you go to, like, Spain or somewhere like that. It's so strange.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we've got a bit of wrestling to get through. Now, this will be the last podcast where we only review Smackdown, Raw and Dynamite, because from next week we'll be doing Smackdown, Collision, Raw and Dynamite. Yeah. I've got some time off coming up soon, mate, so... yeah, because life's becoming a slog, so... but yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm actually quite looking forward to the first Collision. Just to see what it's going to be, because we'll get a very good reading of which sort of direction they're going to go, hopefully off that first episode. And if it's just going to be Dynamite again, then it was probably pointless getting something.
I think it'd be similar to Dynamite, but with different faces, if that makes sense.
There's just too many shows.
Yeah. Just all around.
Yeah, no, there is, like, because they've still got Rampage, they've still got Dark and Dark Elevation, and it's like, it's unnecessary.
Did they? I thought they were cancelled.
I thought Dark and Elevation were still going.
They might be, but I think if they are, they're taped. So I think they go for the last batch if they are.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure it was cancelled on the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Must have missed that. Don't know, you get used to that much content coming from AEW these days that you just assume everything's still there. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get straight into Friday Night Smackdown if you want to take it away, DP.
Yeah, let's do it. So, Smackdown, 9th of June. We've got things off as always, some forward line promo. So here comes Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. Just a disclaimer, I don't remember half of this stuff because I wrote these back last week, so I don't fully recall.
Yeah, no, it's
but according to what I've written, Paul can barely get a word out before Jey Uso comes out. So Jay's here, he's angry about Solo attacking Jimmy last week. And then Paul goes ahead and blames all the drama on Jimmy because Jimmy made up his mind for both Jimmy and Jay, not just Jimmy.
Yeah.
Paul claims that Jay is being groomed to be the next tribal chief. And that he also pulled some strings backstage, and Jey Uso has a US title match later in the night.
Yeah.
Jey Uso refuses to shake Heyman's hand, and then they both leave, him and Jimmy.
Yeah, he basically says that you can, like, if you want to be groomed as the next tribal chief, I'll offer you this. This is the deal. You can have the US title match. And he's like, I'll take the US title match, but I'm not shaking your hand. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. So moving on to that, we go into our first match of the night. It's a main event qualifying match. We have Santos Escobar taking on Mustafa Ali. Not much to say here, really. It was an athletic match. Both guys show off their abilities.
Yeah.
Who won? It was Escobar won. I didn't even write it down. Who won. Escobar won.
Get a life, kid.
Escobar won. I said the highlight of the match was LA Knight on commentary.
LA Knight's the highlight of most shows these
Yeah,
days. Whenever he
but
appears, he is good.
Yeah. he was the highlight of a match he wasn't in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, give these guys 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah.
You know, they would have had a great match. It was just too short for my liking. So I'll give it 2 stars.
Ali is so underrated as a wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I fully agree. So Santos, really.
I don't know if... I wouldn't know if Santos is underrated, more underused. Because everyone knows how good he is from NXT. Everyone knows.
Yeah. Even before that, when he was El Hummus, his name now, but whatever his name was then.
Yeah, exactly.
He made it. Yeah, it's a weird one, but yeah, I rated it was 2 stars.
Yeah,
that match was just too short for me.
Fair.
So then we go backstage. Sami Zayn is talking to Jey Uso. Sami just talks about his history of Bloodline, how it's similar, if not the same, to Jey's, and that he shouldn't trust Roman, basically, and Paul. Again, it wasn't for me. It was just Sami doing a recap of the Bloodline story.
Yeah.
It served no purpose other than like, hey, here's what you missed if you haven't watched WWE for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I made a comment here that obviously we discussed off recording about isn't Sami on Raw?
Yeah, but the tag team champions, aren't they? So this was
exactly.
We did have this conversation, but there's like there's 2 sets of tag belts, but 1 champion. So I suppose that's the way round it. Eventually, I believe that they are either going to change the tag team titles to be separate again, or the tag team champions, whoever that may be, are just going to be cross-branded.
Yeah, it could be either way, honestly. I've heard the same thing, that they're going to separate the titles into their respective rosters.
Yeah.
But, word out before they're interrupted by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Who, they're the undisputed women's tag team champions on the main roster. Ronda claims that they've been dominating the women's tag scene and will eventually want more soon. And then they tease the title unification match between both teams.
Yeah.
Isla and Alba accept the challenge, and 2 weeks from now, I think next week now, as we're talking, it's happening.
Yeah.
But things break down in the ring, conflict, they fight, and there you go.
Yeah.
Moving on, we go to the next match of the night. We have Bayley taking on Michin or Mia Yim. I don't know what her name is now.
Michin.
Is it confirmed that?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So Michin against Bayley. Again, not much here. Bayley wins after a hair pull face smash. I don't know what it was called, into the corner, and then her move called the Rose Plant. Right. I think that's what it was called. For the pin. I said 1.5 stars. Too short again.
Yeah.
Post match, Scarlett just walks up to AJ, who's at the side, the side part, ringside, who walks up to AJ and just blows red dust in his eyes.
Yeah.
That's literally all she does. She just literally walks up to him nonchalantly. No one stops her. It's like, oh, hey AJ, blow dust in your eyes, like.
Yeah, and then Cross grabs him.
Precisely. Yeah. And then she retreats basically.
Yeah.
I said here, it came off more like a school prank than something serious.
I don't know what high school prank ends in someone being choked, but okay.
I mean, just more just the action of the dust being blown in the face.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual, like,
I mean, I suppose there's only so many ways you can get to that. If that's your spot, there's only so much you can do. It is what it is.
Yeah, precisely. But no, we go backstage. Adam Pearce is in his office. He's talking with Bianca Belair. Bianca's having a go because obviously she feels she's still entitled to a title match since the Saudi show. Adam wants the title presentation of Asuka to go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
So he just tells her basically, you're in line, but just please don't get involved here. Let this go the way it goes, and just let it be peaceful.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I got a shot," and then just okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's she walks off, and I'm done. Again, backstage, AJ Styles is with the OC, sending the eye dust. He's blinded. Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it is. What it is. How does he know he's talking to the OC? He's blind.
We go back to the ring. It's not a match though. It's time for Asuka's title presentation. So they reveal Asuka's new title, which is no longer the white strap, red plate. It's now a gold center with a white strap.
Yeah.
I mentioned it looked quite nice, actually. To be fair.
It is. I mean, there's only so much you can do. All they've done really is change the colour. It's not changed massively.
No, it's the same as Roman's new belt.
Yeah.
It's just a white strap.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not offensive. So it's hard to make a belt look good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for a white strap, so I prefer that to Roman's title immediately.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, but of course, as I said, Bianca didn't show up, but someone else did. It's Charlotte Flair.
I know.
Charlotte says she doesn't want to wait in line. That she doesn't wait in line, and challenges Asuka for the title. Asuka shouts something in Japanese and then accepts the challenge. Then their little conflict. Charlotte avoids a mist and then kicks Asuka in the face, and that ends that segment.
Yeah.
So we go naturally backstage. Paul Heyman approaches Jey Uso backstage and asks for his suit measurements. He claims there's going to be 3 celebrations. One for Roman Reigns being on Smackdown next week, because he's coming back, as in this week. One to celebrate Jey Uso's title win, US title win, happening later in the night.
Yeah.
And also one to celebrate Jay's official aligning with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Jay's happy. He'll be US champ. He'll be with his... But he's not sure why Paul's happy, because he follows up, if I'm in the Bloodline, you're out the line.
Yeah.
That's Jay being Paul.
Nice.
That's a very nice line. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we move to the ring and we have for another match. We have Butch and Baron Corbin. I think this was Money in the Bank qualifying. I could be wrong.
No, it was. It was Money in the Bank.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Trick Williams is here with Carmelo Hayes is here with Trick Williams. They're front row. Baron's been feuding with Carmelo on NXT, for those who are not aware as to why he's here. The match starts the way all matches should start, with a Baron Corbin promo. He says nothing of note. Really, just
It starts with a promo where he says nothing.
Nothing. Very short match, and Butch wins.
Yeah.
1.5 star. Again, it's just ridiculously short.
Yeah.
So naturally, we go to another match. This time, Shotzi and Io Sky. Over it here comes Shotzi in a tank. Before we go back to the backstage,
Yeah.
we got an interview with the Brawling Brutes. Butch claims it's fight night. Baron Corbin appears, complains that he lost unfairly. Cameron Grimes then appears, attacks Baron Corbin, and that's it.
Getting released soon.
We get. So what's the new time frame? Is it still within the year?
No,
or
it's
is
still,
it...
yeah, no, it's still 12 months, yeah. Well, I think I said by the end of the year, didn't I? I can't remember. I'd have to watch the video again.
But yeah, that summed that bit up. And then we go back to the ring to continue Shotzi and Io Sky. I said, in case it wasn't clear who's winning, Shotzi had to wait in the ring while the previous segment happened.
Yeah.
I've got here, Io Sky wins via the moonsault. Again, another short match. 2 stars I rated it. It was better than the other short matches.
Yeah.
But there was a spot here where Shotzi's on the top rope. Bailey pulls her feet from under her. Shotzi falls, hitting her back of her neck on the top turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Which again, I think she does it quite oftenly, but it just looks bad.
Yeah, it looks grim. Every time you see it, you just believe she's injured.
Yeah, precisely. You think of like Sasha and Paige, and you know, like.
Yeah.
But no, after that we go backstage. Austin Theory, he's here. He makes a point that he wasn't informed of the match with Jay. Theory says that he's ready, however, and he will win because he keeps winning. Good stuff there, Theory. we continue backstage with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which are normally the highlight of most shows, or if not one of the highlights. They're talking backstage when, get this, the best team on SmackDown arrive. It's Pretty Deadly. They're here, and they want a title shot. Then, after they make their claim for the title shot, here come the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus and Ridge, the OC, Gallows Anderson, and the LWO, Del Toro and Wild, and Strupovitz, obviously Ford and Dawkins. Yeah. And they all want title shots. Adam Pearce suddenly arrives because he hears a kerfuffle and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, and before he can, we get Kevin Owens losing his cool.
Yeah, because that's always a fire bit in the segment.
Exactly. He's like, "Okay, how about you, and you. Everyone's a title shot. I'm a champion."
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. And then basically, Adam Pearce says that there'll be a gauntlet this week for the tag title contendership.
Yeah.
So that is confirmed for this week. Then we go into the main event of the night. Still long enough to get there. It's Jey Uso taking on Austin Theory for the US title. We get about 8 minutes of decent wrestling here. Then we get some drama. Pretty Deadly come out. They tried to prevent Jey from winning the match after he hits an Uso splash by taking out the ref and then Jey as well. Out comes Jimmy. He fends off Pretty Deadly, which he does with super kicks. Out comes Solo, who attacks Jimmy. Solo goes to Samoan Spike Jimmy, but Jey saves Jimmy. Jimmy then goes to super kick Solo. Solo ducks, and Jey is on hit by super kick instead. Jimmy then throws Solo to the outside and dives onto him. While Jey is laid out in the ring, Theory gets a pin on Jey and retains.
So the most annoying thing about that ending sequence before you go on any further is that Jey Uso just lost to a super kick.
Yeah, probably his signature move.
It's not even a signature at this point because they are used in wrestling that much. But Jey Uso's just lost to a move that he's used regularly in every single match. And it wasn't even like Theory got straight in the ring. He was down for a good 10-15 seconds before. Mm-hmm. I thought that was dumb. And what's going on with Pretty Deadly? Like, why are they there? Like, what was the build up for this?
Because Pretty Deadly are friends with Austin Theory.
Right. Okay.
So they're there to help Theory retain.
Right. I couldn't get that bit was like unbeknownst to me for some reason. I've just not picked up on it. And it just made no sense. I was just like, what? Why are they there? They were just backstage, like crying for a tag team title shot, and now they're getting involved in a US title match for no reason whatsoever. Like, what is happening on SmackDown?
They want all the titles.
Yeah. So, Eliza, thank you for explaining.
Yes, boy.
That. But yeah, so obviously I interjected there, and we're not done. So.
We're almost done, but not there just yet. I rated it 3 stars.
Yeah.
Best match by far of the night. I will admit the 3 stars is partly credited to the story stuff.
Yeah.
As well. So it's not a true rating, but it's still 3 stars, so deal with it. After the match, in ring, Jimmy tries to console Jey. Jey pushes him away and then leaves the ring. On the ramp, Heyman and Solo, they're there. Jey walks past them. Paul apologises to him for how everything went down because obviously Jey didn't win, and then smiles as Jey walks past.
Yeah. Because
of the drama building between Jimmy and Jey. Heyman then gets on the phone and says, "Call Roman Reigns."
Yeah.
I made a note here that Heyman seems to have issues with Siri. He said it twice.
Yeah, he said it twice, and neither time did his phone light up. I was just like, you're not even, is your phone on, Paul? Like, what are you doing?
But no, that was how we ended SmackDown.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of building stuff going on rather than the focus being on the matches. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff was built, but it just took away from the show being good. It wasn't the worst SmackDown I've ever seen, but it could have been better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, we'll move into Raw.
Yes, we will. Okay. So, Monday Night Raw, 12th of June. We open things up with the Rhea Ripley title presentation. And oh boy, this title is a doozy.
I don't hate it, so.
So you've seen Seth's title.
Yeah.
The Seth's new World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
It's the same title with a white strap.
Yeah.
It looks so disgusting.
But, like, so when it comes to stuff like this, you've got to align the brand's title to both brand champions. So I get it. I understand why they've done it. Like, the men and the women can't have totally different belts on the same show. They've got to look somewhat similar. It's like, no one complains about UFC titles. No one complains about boxing titles. They all look the same. They're all uniform, men and women. So, for the fact, like, people can complain about the colours all they want. The title was always going to look like this. I don't know why people are surprised. Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. I don't have an issue with it. Well, I do kind of. But my issue is the first title, Seth's title, shouldn't have been that.
Yeah, and, like, so that's fair enough. But once it was that, this title was only ever going to be the same.
That's it, yeah, with a different strap or some sort of different details to make it different from the men's division.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the title. Dominic comes out and he hypes up Rhea.
Dominic's great.
He gets the title from Rhea and then jumps once in the air with it, holding it in the air like he's won it.
Yeah.
He has he gets the mic, and he has insane heat from the crowd. The crowd are booing him. Absolutely, it's immense.
Yeah.
The amount of jeering this guy's getting. Even as he speaks, the boos still come on. Dominic's then reminded that he's lacking in adrenaline because here comes Cody. If it wasn't obvious where it was going, Cody challenges Dominic to a match at Money in the Bank, extending his broken arm for a handshake.
Yeah.
Rhea accepts for Dominic, and then The Miz tries to jump Cody. Cody knocks him down with a single punch. And then Miz is like, huh? Like, and he's like, I better have a treat now.
Yeah.
And then as Cody's focused on Miz, Dominic attacks him with one strike, knocks him down, and then retreats to the outside of the ring.
So good again. Dominic is a
such
joy.
Good chicken shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a chicken shit, cowardly heel.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He's such a joy to watch when it's like this. I love Dom.
Yeah, precisely.
Until he
it's
wrestles.
like
and then it's bad.
Yeah. To compare it to like a golden era sort of character, like Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
Like it was always sort of cowardly, like struck you from behind or like pulled your feet at ringside or something like that, and then hid or retreated in some sense.
Yeah.
That's how I sort of consider it the same sort of mannerisms as Black Bobby Brain. I'm not saying like promo skills because they're not the same whatsoever.
No.
But
this is how you be that type of heel, and Dominic is playing it perfectly.
Yeah, precisely. There's nothing wrong with how he's doing this right now. It's amazing everything he does.
Yeah. People need to other heels need to look at this and be like, I should maybe be like this, because it's a proper old school heel, and that's what you need.
Mm-hmm. He's what, like in his early 20s, mid 20s?
Early 20s, I think.
Yeah, it's insane because he's one of the youngest on the roster.
Yeah,
and he's one of the best characters.
Yeah,
it's insane. But yeah, moving on to the first match of the night, it's Cody Rhodes taking on The Miz. For some reason, I thought this was a Money Bank qualifying match. I don't know why. But Cody wins at the Crossroads. That was your notes for that one. 2.25 star. I said it was incredibly average, with the caveat that Cody has a broken arm. Cody proceeds to use the broken arm in various spots where he would need to apply pressure onto it to kick out, apply holds, perform moves, etc. And he doesn't sell the arm once. It's just a cast. It's just aesthetic now.
Yeah.
I know I should take it too seriously because they pro wrestling,
Yeah.
but just I don't know. Don't present one of your main guys as selling an injury, and don't mention said injury on commentary. if you're gonna just disregard it.
Yeah.
I know I'm nitpicking though that, but
well, it's
yeah,
it's the same as on the other show with selling Orange Cassidy being injured constantly.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, moving on. Cody won.
Yes.
We get a Becky Lynch promo. So pre-promo, Becky walks around backstage talking to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then witness an Alpha Academy practicing arm drags. More on that later. Becky comes down to the ring and talks about how she's never won the Money in the Bank match, but this year will be different. She talks about how the power's in the hands of the person with the contract, not necessarily the champion. She says the word power a lot. But here comes Zoe Stark, everyone's favourite promo artist here. So for those who've not seen it, there's a clip, a trend that's on social media with Zoe Stark and this particular promo. Becky mentions that Zoe has no personality. Zoe then replies with, "Dual personality, do you not own a damn mirror?" It's so cringe. It's amazing.
She just needs someone to talk for her, that's all. And while she learns, like I've said this in multiple places, how horrible was Roman Reigns as a promo?
Exactly. Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, and so it all happened. She's got everything else, so I'm not overly worried that her promos are dog shit, because she'll get there.
Yeah, precisely. And if not, she has Trish there, and Trish will talk to her. Yeah. So here comes Chelsea Green with Sonya Deville in tow. They come out to talk, but they're cut off by Becky, who wants to fight. As a side note, I wrote here: is Chelsea Green's hat the same as Alicia Fox's? Do you know?
I don't know. Now you've said it, I kind of see it.
It's like that weird sort of like the cap with like the weird hard top.
Yeah, yeah, it might be. I'd have to go back and look.
It's just something I noticed. I thought I'll bring it up. Why not? But anyway, into the match itself. It's Becky Lynch against Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
This was an insane match. Becky wins with the Disarm submission. 1.5 stars.
Insane 1.5 star match though.
Exactly. No, there was nothing to this match. It was just there. Becky dominated 95% of it, and rightly so, in all honesty.
Yeah. As she should.
Yeah, there's no real advantage to Chelsea getting anything out of this match.
Yeah.
Moving on. Backstage. Judgment Day here. They boast about Rhea's title. How Dominic will beat Cody. Finn is very solemn. He's not really talking about anything. He's got a lot on his mind. And then Priest just follows up by asking the guys not to come out with him during his match.
Yeah.
He wants to handle it alone. Fair enough. Speaking of handling alone, next match. Matt Riddle and Damian Priest. Might qualifying match. Again, there's not much here. It's a decent match with nothing really to make note of.
Yeah.
Damian wins with the Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
I rated it 3 stars. It was a decent TV match.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it's just there, but it's good. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the only real purpose behind it is it's Money in the Bank qualifier.
Yeah, precisely. Which is stake enough, really.
Yeah.
But no, post-match, Gunther's here with Ludwig Kaiser, and they both beat down the Riddle.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Cool.
Backstage again. It's a Cody interview. He just talks about the match against Dominic, and it's been made official. Cool.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to it for reasons that I think it won't be as straightforward as everyone thinks it will be.
Maybe.
Backstage again. It's time for an interview with Natalya. Natalya says that she doesn't know how to be herself anymore, following her recent losses that she's had. And that's it. Backstage again. Same interviewer.
I was going to say, like, I know how to be yourself, Natalya. Stay off TV, because that's how you've been for the last 8 months until recently.
Yeah.
Just keep being that. That's fine.
Yeah.
What Natalya is, though, is very good at helping people improve. So,
yeah.
Obviously, I'm not like, oh, just release her. Like, but use her for something else. She doesn't need to wrestle on TV.
Yeah. fair enough. Yeah, be a coach. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. She can produce matches and things like that. Because I mean, her husband does it. So,
Yeah, as I say. But so following from her interview, it's literally the same segment.
yeah.
The interviewer's like, "Oh, hey, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn." It's like,
Yeah.
but no, he goes to them, interviews them about the there. I'm horrible about actually, but they're interrupted basically by Gunther and Ludwig. They rile up Kevin and Sammy and then challenge them to put tag belts on the line in the main event.
Yeah.
Once again, Kevin has a mini breakdown and accepts the challenge. And this time it's more about Gunther and Ludwig because they're Europeans and he speaks European,
Yeah.
French, and he should be able to understand Gunther and Ludwig, but he can't understand them.
Yeah.
So again, he's getting flustered over nothing, but it's just amusing.
Yeah. Kevin Owens is a joy.
Yeah, honestly. Backstage vignette time. It's time for In the Share. They're here. Well, vignette. Jinder threatens Cedric and Shelton Benjamin.
Cool.
That's about it. To the ring. Ricochet takes on Bronson Reed. Bronson wins via DQ when Shinsuke gets involved after being a target of an attack by Bronson. 2 stars.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I was really disappointed by that one.
Yeah, we'll move on. Don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, fair enough. Backstage, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Well, Kevin's mental state recently about how he's getting heated too often. Kevin has another mini breakdown.
Kevin gets heated.
But he does confirm Sami that he'll be okay and that he's okay in general.
Cool.
We go backstage again, somewhere else this time. Adam Pearce takes a phone call.
Kevin Owens gets heated.
It's great. It's like, well, take it, get me phone.
Yeah, yeah,
You've got straight to manage.
yeah. Get off your phone.
But he's into my Ricochet. He wants a rematch with Bronson. Can't do that because Adam Pearce has already booked Bronson for a match next week against Shinsuke. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. We go back to the ring. In ring. Now I'm gonna do a little experiment with you, Bros.
Okay.
I want you to just talk about something wrestling related. Be anything, but give it a few sentences.
Well, anything at
Anything.
all, like
Anything at all in the world of wrestling. Just the first thing that comes to mind for wrestling. Just talk about it for a little. Just talk about a sentence or two.
Right. So, how good the Bloodline story's been for 2 years? Like that.
Whoa!
Wow.
So, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins have an encounter. The fans continuously do the Seth Whoa thing. And I commented, it's so annoying. Shut the fuck up.
It isn't annoying. It's great. Whoa, whoa.
No, but it's
good.
fine if no one's talking. Like I don't mind them. I don't mind Finn and Seth just standing there being like, "Oh, what? Okay."
Yeah.
Like I don't want Finn cutting his actual promo and they're still going, "What?" It completely ruins the entire thing, and that is the fans hijacking the show for more of the entirety of that promo.
Yeah.
Which I'm very against have fans hijacking stuff because I think the wrestlers should have, a space to, do their stories and say their promos and say what they got to say to get the ball rolling. They can't do that with fans hijacking.
I'd sooner that than to be dead. Like seriously, some of the crowds lately have been dead.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But I've said here, Seth comes across as a preacher man, with fans in attendance clamouring for his words because it's quite insane how they're sort of like waiting a bated breath for him to talk. Finn challenges Seth for the world title at Money in the Bank, and then Seth agrees to it, but he also questions whether we'll get Demon Finn or this other Finn that we've been seeing lately.
Right. Well, Demon Finn's pointless now because he's lost. So.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. We go on to another match. Raquel Rodriguez against Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler wins with a roll-up thanks to a Ronda assist. 1.25 stars.
Yeah, it did what it needed to do. Like, you're just solidifying them as heels.
Yeah, but I would have preferred more time for Shayna to, be a heel.
Yeah, but like sometimes like getting a quick way out as a heel is the way to go in certain matches, and then come pay-per-view, that's when you have your longer matches. I get it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get what you're saying, but I think with someone like Shayna and with Ronda, they need to be more, hey, I'm going to break your arm sort of heel.
Yeah, but
rather
Raquel
than
is not small.
desperation.
Like, if she was facing like a Shotzi or a Liv Morgan or someone like that, like Raquel is she's like the same size as Baszler, so I get the reasoning for doing it the way they did it.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. It's just something personally for me that took me out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the match levels didn't help, but yeah. So we move on to match of the night. Chad Gable taking on Eric of the Viking Raiders. So these are the notes I took for it. Maxine Dupree does an arm drag of Valhalla on the outside. Maxine's completed her story. And then Chad wins with a corner twist in sunset flip pin.
This is the start of the Chad Gable push.
Yes, this is the start of the Maxine Dupree push as well. She can do. You know how MJF wins with the Hell Takeover.
Yeah.
This is Maxine Dupree wins with the arm drag.
Nice. I hope that's the way they go.
Imagine.
That's how I'm beating Darius and Money in the Bank.
What, arm drag?
Yeah.
So backstage again. Finn is talking with JD McDonough before Priest comes along. Finn and Priest discuss their recent upcomings. So Priest qualifying for Money in the Bank, and then Finn getting his title match. That's it. Backstage again. Seth Rollins' interview. Seth is confident for Money in the Bank. And also he issues an open challenge for the World Heavyweight title next week on the Raw, which I believe has been accepted already.
Yeah, who accepted it?
I mean, I know he's fighting Braun Breaker, but is that on NXT or is that on Raw?
That's NXT. That's Spring Breaking.
Oh, okay. Then I have no idea who's doing it then.
That might be what I read before, actually. I don't think anyone's accepted it yet.
Oh, fair enough. So no one has, then there's no match. There you go. Time for the main event, which on paper sounds amazing. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defend the tag titles against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. This was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored it. 4 stars, I rated it. Chance retain after a Blue Thunderbomb from Sami onto Ludwig.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see the Blue Thunderbomb actually being used as a finisher.
Yeah.
That's very nice, because it's my preferred move than the Haluva kick.
Yeah. And you could get to the bomb by using the Haluva kick if you really wanted to.
Exactly, yeah. You hit the kick, they stumble out the corner.
Yeah, and then
Blue Thunder kick.
Yeah.
Blue Thunder bomb, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you could call it, as the transition. It's a Blue Thunder kick.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. There we go. That's it, Sammy. No royalties needed, mate. You can have that one.
The Haluva bomb.
Yeah.
But no, amazing TV match.
Yeah.
Full of everything. Sammy being a kick-out artist. There was 2 spots, both from Gunther on Sammy. 2 brutal-looking lariats.
Yeah. Common
Even
denominator
though I was like,
in these 4-star matches, the last 2 weeks have been Gunther.
Yeah. I was like, they're not gonna make a lose titles, are they? No. And even though in my head I was like, they're not gonna lose titles here on the Raw, like to Gunther and Ludwig.
Yeah.
It's like they could actually win. It's like
I would not have been angry if them titles had changed hands.
Yeah, precisely.
Gunther double champ.
Yeah, like the guy is arguably one of the most imposing forces on the entire WWE roster.
Yeah.
I would say more than Roman.
Oh, that match. I need to see that match.
Or what, Gunther Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bloodline against the Imperium.
Yeah. Yeah, you could War Games, Survivor Series, do whatever. It'd be great.
Yeah, it really would. There was some interference towards the end by Riddle, which took my rating down a little bit.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's fine because it kept Gunther away from the ring, which allowed Lubba to get pinned.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, shenanigans is a bit annoying, but there was a reason for it, so.
It was nicely, and like I said, it kept Gunther away from the ring, so it meant like more of a legit reason for him to not interfere in the pin.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. But yeah, that was real.
Yeah, it's a slog 3 hours, but they're not the worst. Like Raw 1 year ago, awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the 3 hours isn't as bad now.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I was hesitant about watching Raw because I normally am. It's just this show was a slog to sit through for the first hour or so, and then after Riddle Priest, it became a lot more easier to watch.
Yeah.
Just due to shorter matches, and while I'm not a fan of shorter matches in general, they do help get things going a bit faster.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it gets people wins and stuff like that, because as much as they say wins and losses don't count and stuff like that, you've still got to have a reason for someone getting into a certain situation, which means they've got to win matches. So, it is what it is, and what we'll do is we'll move straight into Dynamite.
That we shall. So, AEW Dynamite, 14th of June. This was yesterday. This is how up to date we are.
Yeah.
We start things off with Adam Cole and Maxwell Jacob Friedman in a AEW World Title Eliminator match. The match.
Fucking fuming about this, by the way.
I know you are.
How has this opened the show? This is a world title. Like, it's got connotations for a world title, yet the fucking elite get to go on last. No, absolute joke. This company is a joke.
I don't mind it so much because it was an eliminator rather than a title match.
Yeah, but it's
I'd
still
be like,
like the champion is in this match.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do see your point. I do.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I do see your point. It's just I think it's better, and I won. So
it's not even the match that pisses me off. Even if that hadn't happened, this would piss me off.
But yeah, no. Adam Cole doesn't win, and don't win.
Yeah,
it's a third tie.
I know. Yeah, so it's not even like worth it.
I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I will say not as much as I enjoyed the Raw main event.
Yeah,
but I get 3 3/4 star.
Fair.
If this is what they can do on TV, I am looking forward to what they do on pay-per-view.
I hope they've not give it all away.
I hope so as well.
Because if I see the TV match on pay-per-view, I'll be fuming.
Yeah, but this is the same booking as the MJF Bryan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're the tie, didn't they?
Yeah.
For the eliminator thing, but
if we wind up with an Iron Man match, it's just bad booking then.
It's 120-minute Iron Man match.
Yeah.
The first ever 2 hour.
Yeah.
But no, the match itself very good. Played into everyone's characters, both characters. Sorry, MJF's desperation, Adam Cole's determination, multiple hope spots for Cole as well, including hitting the boom twice. I will say it did lose points for me because the ending was very telegraphed, in a sense that they had to get to point, they had to get to point Z.
Yeah.
At this time.
Yeah.
Because it was like, Cole hits the boom, turns over slowly for the pin. 1, 2, bell rings.
Yeah.
So they had to get there. I will say, I've seen timings and stuff. It was 29 minutes 54. It wasn't even 30 minutes.
Yeah, so Adam Cole should have won.
Yeah. I hope that they do bring that up and just say someone fucked up in timing. Like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been that reported and it's that widespread now that you have to acknowledge it. You can't not acknowledge it.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, after the bell rings, Cole gets the mic. He wants 5 more minutes. MJF refuses.
He should have got 6 more seconds, let's be honest.
6 more seconds.
That's it. That's Adam Cole for the rest of his life.
So following on from that, we get a vignette. It's CM Punk. He's back. Well, not really, but it's a pre-recorded vignette. He just talks. I didn't even know of anything that he said because it was just a return thing.
He said he's back. He's got scores to settle, basically.
Yeah, precisely. It's just a basic return.
The most annoying thing about what he said is, "I've got scores to settle," is the people he's got scores to settle with aren't going to work with him.
Yeah.
So stop lying.
I'm going to fight Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega.
And that Hangman Page character.
Oh, that's right, yeah, Hangman Page as well. Oh, that'd be great if he actually just called them all out on TV.
I hope he does. Like, the only way I will accept CM Punk being back now is if he gets that live mic on Collision and calls them all out. If he doesn't, he's not anything that he said he was.
Calling up for being a man.
Yeah.
But no, so we go from that to the ring. It's time for a Sammy Guevara interview. Sammy talks about being excited because he's going to be a father because obviously Tay is pregnant. He's interrupted by Darby Allin. Darby compares Sammy and Jericho to himself and Sting, claiming that Jericho doesn't see him as an equal. Out comes Jericho. Jericho and Sammy have a slight disagreement, questioning why the other didn't ask the other for the help during their matches. Jericho does just a handicap match, him and Sammy against Darby. Darby is not alone. Out comes Sting. Sting and Jericho have a stare down, bat swing down, what do you want to call it. And that's it.
Yeah.
As long as
it's not a one-on-one match, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It better be.
I mean, I'm hoping for the Darby and Hill turn soon on Sting.
See, I think Sammy will go the other way as well. I think it could be a double turn.
So Sammy and Darby against Sting and Jericho.
No. Good grief.
Just turn Jericho face.
Just turn Jericho face. Imagine if it was Sting that turned on Darby though. That'd be better.
That would be very cool. But I think there's more longevity and more long-term story you can do with Darby than with Sting.
Yeah, I think if you turn Sting heel, what you would then do is you would have him beat Darby Allin and then maybe bring him over to his way of thinking. And then they both...
Okay, yeah.
You could do something like that. Like, Sting beats him up that badly. It's like, look, see, good guys don't come anywhere. Like, join me. Basically.
Yeah.
Well, you do it better than I just said.
Yeah. But that's fair enough. Yeah. So we go to the next thing, and there's another vignette. Sanada's here. Sanada is the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He issues an open challenge to the AEW roster. So who will accept the challenge? We'll get there soon.
This pissed me off as
well. So now match, we have the Mogul Embassy, which is Swerve Strickland and the Embassy, Bishop Corn, Toa Leona, and Brian Cage, taking on Sting, Darby Allin, Keith Lee, and your favourite, Orange Cassidy.
The multiply injured Orange Cassidy.
Sorry, yes. He currently should be in a wheelchair.
Yes.
Orange Cassidy.
Him and Conor Mills just chilling.
So, the first couple of seconds happened, and then a giant no appeared on the screen.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Apparently, it's happened in a lot of TV stations around America. So I'm not entirely sure what it was, but it was some sort of broadcasting issue.
I thought it was a no to this match.
It's like, this match, no. But no. Sting pins Brian Cage after a Scorpion Death Drop, assisted by Orange Cassidy Orange Punch. 2.25 stars I rated it. It was kind of fun, kind of nothing as well. It was, honestly, it did nothing to build anyone, and it was just sort of there.
Yeah.
You can just skip this match. It's not going to mean anything. You won't miss anything.
they're not going to address it next week, so it's fine.
No, precisely. And they're doing Swerve dirty, really.
Swerve's been being done dirty since the pay-per-view.
Yeah, he should be international champion by now.
100%. He should have won it at the pay-per-view, and then when he didn't, he should have won it on Dynamite and didn't.
Yeah, and then did.
I agree that he shouldn't have won it on Dynamite because I don't believe this title change happens on a Dynamite.
No. Instead, do it on Collision.
Just do it on pay-per-view. Make it matter.
How about the Punk re-debut Collision?
No, do it on pay-per-view. Make people make people pay to see Orange Cassidy lose this title.
So we go backstage again. It's time for an interview with the Guns, Colton and Austin. They want to fight the Hardys. That was it. So we move on to the TNT Championship match. The match that everyone was looking forward to. Wardlow, the champion, took on Jake Hager, who really likes his hat. Wardlow retains after a powerbomb symphony of 2 powerbombs. 1 3/4 stars, I rated it.
It was... No, like, I even think you've overrated it.
I think I have, honestly.
This was bad. Like, you get away with bad stuff on TV, but this was bad.
I watched Dynamite in quite a rush. Like I've been watching it in between working and stuff, so I didn't have time to properly process my ratings of Dynamite. So yeah, I think 1 3/4 is too much personally. But
yeah, no, this was levels of bad.
Yeah. I did make notes. I said this had no business being on Dynamite. 1, the title shouldn't be defended on TBS when it's the TNT title.
Yeah.
And 2, Jake Hager shouldn't be anywhere near the TNT title.
No, but they're just handing out title shots for fun.
Yeah, because Hager's got a record on a show that we clearly don't see on TV anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Tony Khan's Office Wars.
Yeah.
It's like Raw Underground, but it's like Tony Khan and there's an underground club thing.
yeah, and we're all not seeing it. You don't talk about this club.
Yeah,
that's the first rule of the club.
Yeah. But post match, Christian challenges Wardlow for the TNT title, or he challenges for Luchasaurus. I don't know entirely what was happening because
I think it's Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus is fighting Wardlow on Collision. So I'm assuming Christian was challenging for Luchasaurus.
Right. Yeah, I think you've got that right.
Yeah. But he and Luchasaurus have beaten up Arn Anderson. He's there. He's bloodied out on the staircase. It honestly looked kind of good. It looked cheap, but it looked good.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, we get a vignette from the ace of New Japan. It's Hiroshi Tanahashi. He's here and issues a challenge, an open challenge. No, not an open challenge. He issues a challenge for Forbidden Door, against MJF. He wants to fight MJF for the title or not, I don't know. But he wants to fight MJF. And then we instantly go backstage to the medical room to MJF. MJF says he doesn't want to fight some indie guy from a rinky-dinky indie promotion. He don't give this rando a title match and refuses to do so. And there we go. Backstage, I guess the interview. So I knew looking forward to this. But the segment instantly improves. Hello, Orange Bollocks.
So good.
Zack Sabre fucking Jr. is here. He's about to challenge Orange Cassidy to a match when suddenly Daniel Garcia appears and he asks Cassidy, "Hey, where's Shibata?"
Yeah.
Cassidy says Shibata's not here, but he'll be around next week. So he proposes a tag match for Dynamite next week, him and Shibata against Garcia and Sabre Jr. And I am very excited.
Fair.
You got Zack Sabre Jr., my current all-time favourite. Shibata, probably my favourite Japanese wrestler ever. And Garcia, who's also a very technical wrestler.
Yeah.
And then Garcia's just look, I Cassidy, sorry, he's just, no.
Dying in the corner.
Yeah. So yeah, that's proposed. Not confirmed or anything, but Garcia tries to fist bump him, Zach does, and then Zach just says, "Pack it in, Daniel." That's probably been something at some point.
Yeah.
For me. Just pack it in, Daniel. So we move on to in-ring match. Toni Storm defends the Women's Championship against Sky Blue. Ultimately, Toni retains with the Texas Cloverleaf submission. Bit of interference here and there. Wasn't much to it. It was alright. It was 2 3/4 stars, I rated it. This was a coming out party, sort of, for Sky Blue.
Yeah.
This showed audiences and the TV audience that Sky Blue can hang. She's not just this jobber.
No, she's really good.
Yeah, precisely. There was a weird spot that obviously it's wrestling. I question the logic behind it.
Yeah.
Toni Storm sprays the green spray they have, the Outcasts, into Sky Blue's mum's face.
Okay.
Sky sees this and is like, "I'm going to get revenge on you," and then runs the other way to get momentum on the ropes to do a suicide dive onto her and Mubi.
Yeah.
Which, in my head, I know it's wrestling, but logic-wise, if someone just say someone's spray can painted a member of your family's face,
Yeah.
you can be like, "Oh, let me get this steel chair off the ground," and you're just gonna tackle them or something. You're gonna just get in their face. You're not gonna do a suicide dive on them.
Yeah, I get your logic, but there is also 2 of them. So if you're just running at them, you can only feasibly get one.
Yeah.
So I get it from that side of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a weird little thing for me. That's all.
It was the way you said it was like you were telling her your mum joke. You just went up to Sky Blue's mum and sprayed her in the face.
So after that, we go backstage again. It's an interview with Jungle Hook, which is Jungle Boy and Hook, if you weren't sure. And Jungle Boy accepts Sonata's open challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Fuck off. He's just lost a world title match. He took the pin, if I remember rightly.
Mm-hmm. No, it was Darby.
Oh, it was Darby. Right, okay. He was the reason. He was involved in the finish, wasn't he?
Maybe.
I'm sure he was involved. But yeah, this no, you have not earned a match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry, mate, you haven't. Why is this a thing? Why have AEW done this, and why have New Japan accepted it? Sonata should have just kicked off and just been like, "I am not wrestling this guy. Look at him."
Because Forbidden Door, Frozzy, is a thing that they've got to build to, and they can't have other big names in this match because they're already allocated.
I don't give a shit. Just don't have the match. They could have literally done. They could have done champion v champion just for no titles on the line. They could have done MJF Sonata. Would have been better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I do agree. That is what I suggest as well. Do MJF Sonata.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jungle Boy is a good wrestler. Not a great character. This is going to be one of those matches that is just going to pop the fans, which is fair. It's because Forbidden Door is not a serious show anyway. It's going to be something that's just there to treat the indie fans to their dream matches.
But your matches are already there that are going to get your fans. You've got Danielson and Okada and Ospreay and Omega. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't need anything else to pop the fans. They're going to do it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe putting Jungle Boy against someone as high currently in New Japan status will get more eyes on Jungle Boy. So maybe it's more elevation for him, or for
it's
Sonata,
a demotion
maybe.
for Sonata. I'd be embarrassed if I had to wrestle this match being Sonata.
I think it's fine for Sonata, because Sonata's not on the same wavelength as the previous champions.
Yeah, but he's not going to be wrestling people like fucking Jungle Boy. How am I supposed to take this man seriously? This is going to be a competitive match, and it shouldn't be. Move on.
The hated ones deep with this one.
Yeah.
So we move on to the main event of the night. The Blackpool Combat Club, Claudia Castagnoli, John Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta, taking on the Elites, or otherwise known as previously the Hung Bucks, which is obviously the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page.
Yes, because these people must always main event.
Yeah, why not? You know, Wheeler Yuta, main event Yuta. But the Elite win when Hangman Page hits Wheeler Yuta with buckshot lariat after a BT trigger. Overall, has some good bits, I suppose. It's not my kind of match, personally. I'm not a huge fan of Brio's stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I get 3.25.
Yeah. Do you not just think they've thrown away the whole Wheeler Yuta pinning Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing to have him now pinned by Hangman?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you need to have someone to pin Claudio.
Yes.
Because he's the Ring of Honor World Champion. So you have someone pin him, that sets up a storyline for Ring of Honor.
Precisely. But what they've done here is take away the win from Wheeler Yuta that he gained at Forbidden Door, Double or Nothing, sorry, by having him pinned on a Dynamite in essentially the same match without the stipulation.
Yeah, exactly.
And just with one different person. Yeah, no, it's bad booking.
Yeah, it is. But that is not all, because after the match, we get some absolute chaos. The Blackpool Combat Club come back and they attack the Elite. Here comes Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's now back, I guess, because he's doing a G1 run, isn't he? He cleans house. He is a momentary stare down with Moxley. This is how broken off by Takashita, who comes out. He cleans house. Clean house of the Elite and Kingston. But then here comes Kenny Omega. They clash in the ring, and Kenny takes him out with a high knee and a dragon suplex, followed by the Elite coming back into the ring to clear out BCC again. And then they leave the ring again to fight on the outside. Kenny goes to hit a V trigger. He hits it, and then bam, super kick.
Yeah.
Straight in the face from behind. Will Ospreay is back on AEW. Well, I'll say back. He's appeared again on AEW TV.
Yeah.
Beautiful super kick.
It was. It was so good. But what was interesting before that happened, like Omega was like on his knees and it looked like he had, you know, when people are like about to have like a stroke or a heart attack and like their head's hurting and stuff like that. I was like, is he okay? And then he go up and like flexed and I'm like, what? Why? Why has this just happened? And then he hits his V trigger and Ospreay turns up. But yeah, it's just so weird. When I watched it, I was just like I genuinely think this guy's having a stroke. Someone should help him.
Was it like is it start or was it stop? The stroke reaction thing you got to do.
It's stopping it. I think. I don't know. I'd be useless in that situation.
Yes. Stop or start. Start.
Yeah. I don't know.
But followed by Omega. He hits it with a hidden blade.
Yeah.
The Stormbreaker, and then another hidden blade.
Yeah.
And that ends the show pretty much with him walking off with a downed Omega in the ring.
Yeah, because last time a lot of the build was Omega getting the better of Ospreay. So it's nice to see it the other way.
Yeah, I do believe that the match at Forbidden Door will be the other way as well.
Yeah, I think
Wrestle Kingdom show.
Yeah, I think now if
I think
Ospreay
he's winning,
loses
he's
again,
dominating.
Yeah, I think if Ospreay loses again, there's no need to ever see this match again. Whereas if Ospreay wins, you can feasibly make an argument to see this match again.
Yeah, precisely. I think this is the the stereotypical traditional wrestling. One guy wins one match, one guy wins the other match, in the middle. So
maybe it all in.
We can only dream. No, I think we get we'd probably get like a United Empire versus Elite match at All In, and then Kenny Ospreay at All Out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because they're only like a week apart, aren't they? So.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. But yeah, that does bring an end to the show. So yes, thank you to DP for reviewing the wrestling this week. It is much appreciated. And as always, like us on YouTube, subscribe, comment, do whatever you'd like to do. Let us know. The other corner. Oh no, you've just pointed at both logos. That's fine. I was like, what is he doing? But yeah, as you can see, directly above me, there are tags for the various platforms that we're on. So the HCW Show on Twitch and on Twitter, HCW Show on Instagram, and the HCW Show on Facebook. And there is a little thing in the corner up there that you can press, and yeah, that'll subscribe you to the channel. We've got our individual Twitter handles here for me and over there for DP. So yeah, follow us on our own individual Twitter handle, and we will catch you on the next one. Thank you very much. Good night.
Peace.